course. This is your textbook. We just finished Chapter 9. You took your test today. So this is, I'm trying to show it to you, Chapter 10, Lesson 1. Okay? It's called the pulmonary circulatory system. Okay? So tonight for homework, I want you to focus on the vocabulary. Now remember, the vocabulary is in the yellow box at the beginning of every lesson. We're only dealing with Lesson 1's vocabulary. There is more vocabulary throughout the chapter, but we're just dealing with the vocabulary for Lesson 1, which is page 392. Okay? So tonight for homework, you're going to do something different with your vocabulary. I'm going to, one, give you extra credit if you do vocabulary on flashcards. So if you make flashcards, and you can print them, because if you remember, our online resources has a way to print the flashcards, or you can make them yourself on like 3x5 cards. Okay? So I'll put 3x5 or print. Now, if you do this, you're going to get extra credit. Okay? I'll give you 5 points of extra credit. Okay? But what I want you to do 100% for tonight for homework is I want you to take your piece of paper and I want you to fold it into fours. And you're actually going to need quite a few of these sheets of paper. Okay? So I'm going to fold it in, or actually I like when I fold it into fours, I like to fold it to the red line because then it makes the part where I write even. Okay? So this part and this part are even spaces. Okay? Because I folded to the red line. Now I'm going to fold up. I'm going to fold up to the top blue line so that again I have even squares. Okay, so I now have 4 sections on my paper. What I want you to do is I want you to take your first vocabulary word and right here in the center, okay, or you could do it up here at the top. Okay, it doesn't really matter to me whether it's at the top or in the center, but somewhere nice and predominant, I want you to write the vocabulary word that you're dealing with. So the first vocabulary word is the pulmonary system. Okay, now again, I can write it at the top, or I can put it here in the box that I've created. Okay, it's right in the center of the page, right in between the 4 different quadrants. Now, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to highlight it. I want to make sure that it's nice and clear. I spelled it wrong up here. Pulmonary, okay, system. And I'm going to highlight it in the middle. Okay. Now, what that does is it tells me what word I'm working with. Now, I want you to do a couple different things. You have 4 quadrants. That means when dealing with the pulmonary system, the vocabulary word, you're going to do 4 different things. Okay? First, in one quadrant, we'll call this one quadrant 1, you are going to list the characteristics. So I want you to list characteristics of the pulmonary system. Okay? So you don't have to write list of characteristics. You can write characteristics if you want, and then just make some bullet points. What do you know about it? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What has the book told you about it? You can Google if you need some extra information. Okay? The next is I want you to define the word. So I want you to put the definition in the second quadrant. Okay? So you can write the definition here in the second quadrant. Then in our next quadrant, I want you to write an example. So give me some examples of the pulmonary system. Okay? What is the pulmonary system in the human body? What organs work together to make our pulmonary system? Because if you remember, we've already learned that cells work together to make tissue, tissues work together to make an organ, and organs work together to make systems. Okay? So what organs are working together to make the pulmonary system? That's what's going to go here in our example section. Then in the last quadrant, I want you to either put antonyms, so tell me what the opposite is, okay? Or tell me what a non-example is. So it'll be a little bit different for each of your words because some you won't be able to give an antonym. You might have to give a non-example. Or vice versa. You might not be able to give a non-example. You can give an antonym. So for pulmonary system, there's no real antonym because it's not a word that means like to run or to jump or up, down. Those would be opposites. So you might give a non-example, meaning tell me something that is not the pulmonary system. Give me some systems in our body that are not the pulmonary system. Okay, that would be non-examples. So you're going to make this system for every vocabulary word. So if you look on the yellow box, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you have 15 vocabulary words that you need to do this for tonight. Okay? I would like you can write on the back, so you can do one on this side, you can do one on this side, okay? And remember, extra credit would be to also put those vocabulary words and their definitions in a flashcard and bring the flashcards to show me, because when you want to practice for vocabulary, this sheet isn't going to make it super easy to practice your vocabulary, but it's going to give you an idea of what each vocabulary word means by going through the book, okay? I would think I'm going to change it, because now that I've counted and I know we have 15 words, that might be too much to do tonight. So I'm going to say that the first half of the vocabulary words, this first column, is what's due tonight. And then this column is going to be tomorrow night's homework. So if you want to work ahead, you can work ahead. If you can't do them all tonight, that's fine. Do this half for tonight, do this half for tomorrow night, okay? And don't forget that you still need to know respiration. So we'll throw respiration into tomorrow night's column, okay, just to make sure that you get one of these sheets done. All right.